Emma, my own sister, slept with my husband, but she never expected my revenge. Now she's lost everything. Imagine trusting someone with your entire heart, someone you grew up with, someone who was supposed to protect you, but instead, they stabbed you in the back. Imagine waking up one day to realize your own sister, the one who shared your childhood memories, your secrets and your happiest moments, was secretly betraying you with the one person you vowed to spend your life with. This is my story of heartbreak, betrayal, and the most satisfying revenge you will ever hear. I never imagined the person who would betray me the worst would be my own blood. My sister Emma. She wasn't just my sister. She was my best friend, my biggest supporter. Or so I thought. We grew up together. We shared everything. We had late-night talks about our dreams, our futures. I even introduced her to my husband Jake and trusted her completely. But I never thought she'd be the one to shatter my world into pieces. It all started when I noticed Jake acting distant. He used to be affectionate, always making time for me. But suddenly he was cold, constantly on his phone, sneaking out for work emergencies, and coming home smelling like perfume. I brushed it off. At first, convincing myself I was being paranoid. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. One day my friend Olivia saw Jake at a cafe. He wasn't alone. She sent me a picture. My heart stopped. My sister, Emma, sitting across from him, holding his hand, smiling the way I used to smile at him. My blood ran cold. I felt sick to my stomach. But I needed proof. Something undeniable. I set up a hidden camera in our home. I needed to know the truth. The next day I told Jake I was going on a weekend trip for work. But instead, I stayed at a hotel nearby watching the footage. My worst nightmare came true. Emma walked into my home laughing with Jake, as if it were hers. They kissed. They went upstairs. I couldn't watch anymore. I sat in the hotel room shaking with rage and heartbreak. But I wasn't going to let them destroy me. I planned my revenge carefully, methodically. I didn't confront them immediately, no. I wanted to make sure they felt every ounce of pain they put me through. First, I gathered every piece of evidence. Screenshots, videos, call logs. I even hired a private investigator to dig up dirt on Jake. I needed ammunition. Then I started my attack. I waited until my parents planned a big family gathering. Everyone would be there. My parents, Emma, my cousins, everyone. I walked in acting like nothing was wrong, hugging Emma, pretending I was clueless then. In front of everyone, I played the footage on the TV screen. The room went silent. Emma's face turned white. Jake's mouth hung open. My mother gasped. My father clenched his fists. My cousins looked at Emma in disgust. She stuttered, trying to explain, but there was nothing she could say. My parents disowned her right then and there. They kicked her out of their house, told her she was no longer their daughter. She begged, cried. But they wouldn't hear it. Jake tried to speak, but I cut him off. I handed him divorce papers right then and there. I had already drained our joint accounts, taken my name off every shared asset. He had nothing left. He had been cheating on me, using my money to fund his affair. Well, not anymore. And Emma? Oh, she thought she had Jake. But guess what? He wasn't loyal to her either. A week after I exposed them, he dumped her. She tried coming to me, crying, saying she made a mistake. I laughed in her face and slammed the door. She had no job, no home, nowhere to go. Months passed. Emma tried rebuilding her life, but our family had cut her off. No one trusted her anymore. She lost her job because the scandal spread like wildfire. No one wanted to hire someone who betrayed their own sister. Jake tried reaching out to me too, but I blocked him. I moved on. Built a better life for myself. Found someone who truly loved me. And Emma, well, she learned the hard way that betrayal has consequences, but I wasn't done yet. No. I wanted to make sure she never forgot what she did to me. I started anonymously exposing her everywhere. I leaked the footage online, posted screenshots on social media. Every person she knew saw the truth. Her friends abandoned her. She had to move to another city just to escape the shame. As for Jake, he tried to sue me for defamation, but he had no case. I had cold hard proof he wasted all his money on legal fees and ended up broke and alone. Last I heard, he was living in a tiny apartment, barely making ends meet, working a dead-end job. No woman wanted him once they found out what he did to me. But my revenge wasn't over. I had one more thing left to do. I reached out to Jake's boss. I sent him all the evidence, the affair, the money he stole from our accounts, the lies. Within a week, Jake was fired, his career destroyed, just like he had destroyed my trust. Emma thought she could still rebuild. She found a small job at a cafe. But life had a way of making her pay. She ran into people from our past constantly. People who knew what she had done. They made sure she never forgot. Customers whispered behind her back. Her co-workers avoided her. No one trusted a woman who could betray her own sister. One day, she tried reaching out to our parents again, begging for forgiveness. But they stood firm. My father told her she was dead to him. My mother didn't even look at her. She sobbed on their doorstep. But they shut the door in her face. She had truly lost everything. I thought that was the end of my revenge. But then I found out something even more disgusting. Emma had done this before. She had a pattern of betraying people. I found out she had stolen money from our grandmother years ago and lied about it. I contacted every single person she had wronged and made sure they knew the truth. I wasn't done with Jake either. I made sure he couldn't even get a decent date. I anonymously sent his story to dating forums and social media. Women in the city warned each other about him. No one wanted to be his next victim. Years passed, and I thrived. I became stronger, more independent and more successful than ever. Meanwhile, Emma struggled. She tried changing her name, but the internet never forgets her past. Followed her everywhere. Jake spiraled into depression, and last I heard, he was working at a gas station, barely surviving. Karma did its job, and I walked away, victorious. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more crazy real-life stories. Let me know in the comments what you would have done in my situation. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.